Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of Rickstalgia! Basically, my goal for the show is to have a series where I document what it was like as a kid growing up in the early 2000s. The show will primarily focus on old programming blocks, events, and specials on networks such as Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney. But we'll also dive into some other things, like toys, video games, old websites, and much more! So if you grew up in this era, or are just a fan of this sort of content, then this series is for you. With the school year starting back up, I thought it would be best to talk about one of my favorite after-school programs, Slime Time Live. Slime Time Live was sort of a game show / in-between show filler, where kids would go to Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida, and participate in crazy physical challenges, similar to the ones in Double Dare, as well as answer trivia questions, for a chance to win epic prizes such as VTech cordless phones, scooters, and even shoes by Skechers! The show was a great success, lasting over 8 seasons from 2000 to 2003. But unfortunately, like all great things, it eventually had to come to an end. So, in this episode, we're going to look back at the origins of Slime Time Live, as well as go in-depth to see what the show was about, its format, and its celebrity guest appearances, and much more. So make sure you stay tuned. Slime has always been an integral part to Nickelodeon's identity. Since the beginning, starting with shows such as Wild and Crazy Kids, What Would You Do, and Double Dare. It was weird, different, and gross, but kids loved it! It's what made Nickelodeon unique. And at the height of its popularity in the early 1990s, Nickelodeon started experimenting with some new, innovative ways to interact with its young viewers. Starting with the interactive game show, Slime Time You Match You Win Sweepstakes!
Okay, Clarissa here to explain the Nickelodeon Slime Time Sweepstakes, the interactive game you play right from your own home, live on Nick. How, you may ask?
Because Nickelodeon will put an AT&T video phone in your home if you're a contestant.
But the Nick hookup is only part of it, because playing is the way you'll win. Birdface, will you please show them how it works?
Anything to help, sis?
I told him he gets the prizes if he doesn't mess this up.
The premise of the game was simple. After seeing a clip of where the Nickelodeon character was hiding, the tic-tac-toe-like board was shuffled around, and the kids had to guess which two numbers the matching pair of characters could be behind. This event was such a big success that in 1992, Nickelodeon decided to push its interactivity to the next level by giving away AT&T video phones to each of the kids who were accepted into the contest. This allowed kids to have a chance to appear on live TV, as they picked which panel the characters were behind. This event did so well that it was reported that Nickelodeon had over 12 million kids that tried to call, but unfortunately only 600,000 were able to be accepted. Nickelodeon's ratings skyrocketed at this time, reporting at 20% higher than the usual average. The promo lasted a few good years, and Nickelodeon continued pushing interactivity with events such as Nick or Treat. And with the massive successes of Nickelodeon's game shows and Nicktoons in the 1990s, it only made sense that in the year 2000, the beginning of the new millennium, that they would combine the two ideas together. No. It wasn't an animated game show. No. It was the creation of Slime Time Live.
Let's play Slime Time!
A hybrid series that combined everything great about Nickelodeon. There was slime, new Nicktoons, Gak, more slime, live audiences, and even pies! It was a genius idea for Nickelodeon, with successes of similar shows at this time, such as 106 & Park and TRL. Slime Time Live was one of the first after-school kids programs to feature a live broadcast. The program would usually start around 4:03 Central, and usually last for a couple of hours, or longer if it's a special episode. And as mentioned earlier, it was filmed from the famous Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida, where guests could stop by and be part of the show. A lot of the ideas in the show were heavily based on the original Slime Time Sweepstakes, especially the use of interactivity. But instead of using those crazy video phones, kids would just call in with the regular phones at home and compete against the contestants in Orlando. The show was hosted by Dave Azer, who was also the host of several Nickelodeon properties at the time, such as Nick Gas and Nick Robot Wars. He was accompanied by his two co-hosts, Trevor and Jessica, who would interact with the studio audience throughout the show. The premise of the show was simple. The winning caller would select one of the 3 contestants in Orlando by pressing one of the buttons on their phone. From there, one of the contestants would be selected and placed into a chair and scooted back into the Slimulator, a big contraption with 3 buckets. 2 of them filled with slime, and the middle one, called the Mystery Bucket, contained some strange, weird concoction, and sometimes gross, such as baked beans, tartar sauce, tomato soup, maple syrup, and even fingernails! Hopefully they were fake. Basically just like in the sweepstakes, the caller would just have 20 seconds to find out which number matching pair of characters were behind. And if they won, both the contestant and the caller would go home with a fabulous prize, such as rollerblades, sports balls, or shoes by Skechers! In addition to that, that lucky contestant would be slimed and covered with toenails! Boy, were those kids lucky. However, if the caller were to lose the competition, they would still be a winner and receive a Slime Time Live t-shirt and a hat, and the contestant would still get a bucket of toenails poured on them. Sounds like a pretty good consolation prize. This will happen for 3 rounds, where different callers and contestants will have a chance to win. Later as the show progressed, some cruel and unusual punishments were added to the game board, such as a pie tile, where if selected, the contestant will have to splat themselves with a pie. A cream blaster tile, where the contestants will get whipped cream cannons shot out their butts. The instant slime tile, which slimed the contestants with the same ingredients found in the Mystery Bucket, so I guess that means more toenails. And finally, the wild card tile, which can be used for winning instant prizes on one of the 3 other choices. After the Slimulator portion, the show was broken down into 3 elimination rounds, where the red team and the blue team would square off in odd physical challenges, similar to the ones in Double Dare. Some of these would include the Goose, where contestants will have to shovel balls out of mounds of ice cream and land them into bowls.
30 seconds on the clock, and these guys standing over here, they're going to dig in with their giant spoons, and they're going to get those Gag Splat balls, and then they're going to flip them over their teammates who are going to catch them and put them in these big old bowls. And whichever team gets more of these Gag Splat balls in their bowls, they win the game, and they'll play in the Big Shaboozey. Everybody straight? We got it? All right, ready, set, go! See, Jess, every time we play this game, every time,
What?
I want to go out and get ice cream after.
I know.
It looks good. I love ice cream.
It does look good. I don't really care for vanilla,
But neither team looks good right now.
but
Yeah.
what?
Come on. Oh, there they go. There they go.
These teams look like they're allergic to ice cream, don't they?
Blue has 2 so far. I take
Those
that.
goose scoops look good in there.
We got 5 seconds left in this game, guys. Come on. 3, 2, 1, and we are now out of time.
Where kids will try to pop slime-filled balloons onto their helmets, and whichever ones with the least amount of balloons left wins!
Hey,
Hey
the
there.
red team keeps throwing their balloons away. You have to pop these.
Behind you guys, look.
You guys better go faster. What's going on here? Whoa.
And Fly My Soup, where kids would throw plastic flies into bowls of tomato soup onto their teammates' heads.
So, Mike and Matt, go ahead and do that.
It's a bisque, actually.
It's a bisque, of course. Right. And when we say go, these guys are going to take these flies, they're going to try and throw them and get them to land in the bowls. And whichever team can get more flies in their bowl, they're going to win the game, and they're going to play in the Big Shaboozey. All right? Cool?
Yeah.
Great. Ready? Set. Go. All right. Both overshooting it a little bit. Yeah, you don't really need the power. It's more about the finesse.
Oh.
It's like touch. You gotta have good touch.
Sure, Dave.
Well, you know,
Keep talking.
I'm just gonna keep
Yeah,
talking.
Hey, the red team's mixing up closer.
Yeah, really. He's on the very end. He's as close to his teammate as he
Hey,
can be.
that's okay.
Yeah, you guys can move up. Blue player can move up as well. Down
we're
to
doing
1
fine.
second, and we are out of time. That's
All right.
it. What do we got?
Then finally, it was time for...
Yeah, that's pretty gross. fingernails on the head.
This round was a blend of the Slimulator and the elimination rounds. Basically, 2 kids at home would have the opportunity to represent either the blue team or the red team, knowing that their team's fate and winning some shoes by Skechers rested in their hands. The caller would have to answer several trivia questions, usually consisting of pop culture figures or answering questions about Nicktoons. They were usually pretty simple questions, and each time a question was answered correctly, the caller's teammate would have to pie themselves in the face, and whichever caller was the first to answer 3 questions correctly will be declared the winner, and their team would get slimed and win the grand prize.
Yeah, that's it. 3-5, blue team has won the game. Buongiorno. Antelope booty blasters, and let's see what it looks like when you mix ice cream, tomato soup, maple syrup, slime, and fingernails. Fingernails for high protein, I believe. That's what somebody once told me. So there you go. Congratulations to the blue team right there and to Pamela. Let's see that one more time. We got an instant replay for you guys. We got about 4 hours, so here it is. Enjoy it. The slow motion.
The show's rules slightly changed in the later seasons. So instead of the caller being the ones who answer the trivia questions, the contestants will put their fate in their own hands and guess which number the grand prize was behind. The game board was similar to the one in the first round, only this time, instead of Nicktoon characters, were panels of categories such as getting slimed with a mystery mess, which is a bucket full of whatever the mystery concoction was from earlier in the episode, a Messica tile, where the co-host Jessica will get pie thrown at her face, and the whammy tile, where if selected, the opposing team would win automatically. Slime Time also had a few other segments, like Nick Ventures, where Trevor would take the Slime Time tour bus on the road and would visit kids across the country.
High Bridge, New Jersey. That's where we are right now. Told us that he wanted to hypnotize his cat to do his chores so he can just play the whole afternoon away. We thought it was a great idea, so we thought maybe we could come here and help him out. It might work. Well, let's try it. All right, here's Michael and his brother and his sister. You guys ready to hypnotize your cat?
Yeah!
All right, let's do it then. Come on.
I'm Michael, and I'm from High Bridge, New Jersey. I'm gonna try to hypnotize my cat to do my chores because I want to have more free time with my friends so I can go out and have fun.
Frankly, I don't think anyone can hypnotize a cat. But if anyone can do it, Michael can.
All right, Michael, can you really hypnotize your cat to do your chores?
Sort of.
Can I try?
Sure.
All right. Okay, Gator, you're getting sleepy. You're going to a happy place. Do Michael's chores. Do Michael's chores. Do Michael's chores. Do Michael's chores.
Thank you, Slime Time Live, for hypnotizing my cat so I can come out and play.
Slime time!
Hey, this is Jonah with Slime Time Live, Afternoon Nick Ventures, signing off from High Bridge, New Jersey. Hey, keep an eye out for us, because we might be coming to your neighborhood. See ya!
Another cool bit is whenever they had a celebrity guest star make an appearance, like Lil Romeo, Lil Bow Wow, Dana Carvey, and Aaron Carter! Yeah, no, sorry, Aaron. But just like the careers of celebrities like Aaron Carter, we all knew that something that great would eventually have to come to an end.
Yeah, we'll be right back to Rickstalgia right after this.
New Heinz Easy Squirt ketchup has a nozzle that makes it easy to draw. On food! Heinz Easy Squirt. It's fun for your food.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ben.
Ben who?
Ben playing the phonics game, and now I love to read.
Will you get me the phonics game?
The phonics game is a fast, fun way to learn the rules of phonics and spelling. It's a fresh start for children who have missed out on learning to read well. And you don't need any special training to help them.
Back to the show.
In the fall of 2003, Nickelodeon decided to change Slime Time Live forever by making it not live. By making the show a pre-recorded program that would air in the early mornings to attract younger viewers. However, this idea ended up backfiring as the series ratings dropped down dramatically, leading to the show's inevitable demise. Around that time, Nickelodeon started to push its other after-school series, You Pick Live, which would connect to Slime Time's feed in Orlando to their set in New York City. As sad as the cancellation was, this wasn't the complete end to Slime Time's legacy, as there were 2 spin-off series that would spawn from Slime Time's brand, with shows such as Nickelodeon Splat, which was the final show filmed at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, and Friday Night Slime Time. However, neither of these shows lived up to the popularity of Slime Time, and neither of them were live. You know what? To end this video on a happier note, let's talk about some fun random facts about the show. So I bet you didn't know this. Slime Time Live wasn't only hosted at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando. It also had a few specials where it would travel to random places, like the Bahamas.
Ah, the islands of the Bahamas. Palm trees, sparkling ocean, warm white beaches.
And slime!
All next week, Nickelodeon Slime Time Live hits the islands of the Bahamas. Join Dave Aza and his slime-slinging, pie-pounding pals every afternoon as they play the planet's gloppiest game by the world's sweetest beach.
We'll slime in the sunshine.
Slime Time Live in the Bahamas. All next week, starting at 4, 3 Central.
And continuing with Nickelodeon's tradition of being the best place for kids, Nickelodeon brought back the Nick Takes Over Your School sweepstakes. Only this time, it was Slime Time Live style.
This November, something extraordinary will happen across the nation. 4 schools on 4 Mondays will get slime.
It's slime
time! At your school!
Nick Takes Over Your School Slime Time Live style.
Slime Time Live is going to 4 schools, 4 Mondays in November, and your school could be one of them.
To enter, look for the official entry form on specially marked packages of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Or send us a postcard with your name, age, address, phone number, and the name of your school to Nick Takes Over Your School, P.O. Box 4810, Orlando, Florida 32802.
We'll have the slime, the pies, the games, and one of these musical guests. Bahaman, O-Town, Lil Romeo, or Nick Cannon.
Nick Takes Over Your School is brought to you by Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, and the only network who would dare slime your school, Nickelodeon.
I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I have many more ideas coming up soon, so make sure you stay tuned. And I almost forgot to mention, it still holds world records for the most people pied in 3 minutes at 1,000, and the most people slimed at 762, which was recorded in the final episode.